Hey guys, so the Golden Globes was on last night, and I can't even believe that I didn't know. Just because I don't even care anymore. I don't care less about. I can give an F about the Golden Globes or the Oscars or any of those award shows. And there's a point in my life that when I really did, I would live for those shows. I would either hang out with friends and watch the shows, or make sure I was home and have a special dinner. It was pretty. I was in deep, y'all. I was in deep. So anyway, first of all, I was like, I just watched the Oprah Winfrey speech because people have been talking about it. I wanted to see what she said. And I was like, first of all, are they really wearing black? They're all wearing black. They're really wearing black. I just can't get over the hypocrisy of Hollywood. The whole Me Too thing started because of all the incest or rape, probably incest too, pedophilia and rape that started within Hollywood. But they're wearing black to protest it. They're crazy. I don't I didn't see. I only saw one movie last year, and that was Get Out. And I boycotted Hollywood the whole year. And it felt good, and my life went on. I think I might see Black Panther this year. And probably that might be it. I don't know. And there's some indie movies I might see as well, but I just can't take Hollywood seriously anymore. I can't take Meryl Streep seriously when she's talking about what a sexist person Trump is while she's supporting Roman Polanski, who, if you guys don't know, please look this up. He was convicted. He wasn't alleged. It wasn't like hearsay. He was actually convicted of sodomizing a 13-year-old girl, and he fled to Europe. Okay? But yet, there's footage of Meryl Streep standing up and applauding him for his award. And by the way, when she was standing up and clapping her little hands and stuff, it was already known that he did that. So he was already in Italy. And he's a good director, but he's a pedophile. He's a child rapist. But she thinks it's cool, and her, smoozing and cuddling up with Harvey Weinstein. There's no way all of these celebrities did not know what was going on. And I know Rose McGowan called out Matt Damon and Ben Affleck because they knew that he was doing this, and they didn't care. They didn't expose him. You know why? Because he gave them a career. He's the one that started them, that got them, noticed and produced their film Good Will Hunting, and they both got Oscars, and both of their careers took off, and I think that there are a lot of girls that are innocent, or women. I shouldn't say girls, women and girls, people. I should say people, because it's men too. It really is. That do get raped and do get taken advantage of, who are very innocent and trusting. But I just really have a hard time believing that Rose McGowan was one of those people. I just really do. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but I just don't see, I remember one of my friends brought this up today when she was dating Marilyn Manson, and she had that dress where she's all like naked, but you could see, it was beads, but you can see that she was totally naked, and she was dating Marilyn Manson, and and all of the women who have had careers, I'm pretty sure that they were all right, I gotta let him stick one in me before I can get this role. I mean, I have a hard time believing all these A-list actresses that are coming out and saying that he abused them and he raped them. I really have a hard time believing that. I really think it was more like they traded sex for a role, and they've been doing this since day one, since the 30s, since the 20s, whenever Hollywood was had his power. Maybe before that, early 1900s, they've been doing this because it's a very competitive industry. And in any competitive industry, people trade sex for positions. It's nothing new, okay? So this whole Me Too thing is it's barf. I can't, they don't want to acknowledge men when they talk about it. It's so hypocritical. Even though men are more raped than women, if you take into account the prison culture, rape is not fun for anybody, men or women, it's just so sad. I'm actually ashamed. I shouldn't be ashamed, but I'm ashamed to tell people that I pursued acting, and I really liked acting one time, because this is what it's come to. Hollywood gives actors a bad name. I think there are a lot of people that get into acting that really want to, believe in the craft and the altruism of acting, which is basically stepping into another people's skin and trying to see the world from their point of view. and no judgment. And then when you come out of that, you're supposed to have a deeper understanding of humanity. But because the elite, the Illuminati have taken over, you know, they turned it into this industry, not just acting with music, all art, right? Even visual art, you know, has been taken over by this horrible post-modernist, like satanic, like a turd painted gold on the floor for $5 million, and that's art. Like all art has been manipulated and just twisted into something very evil. And I'm looking at all these people wearing black, and I was like, are they really wearing black? Like, this is the only time that I wish I was in Hollywood so I could just show up in a red dress. I would totally do it. I would totally do it, right? Even if they were like, oh, you're never going to work again. I'm like, fuck you. I'm wearing this red dress. It'd be great. But I'm like, everybody, even people that weren't famous, like, they were wearing black because they knew better. They were like, oh, you better wear black, because it's kind of like if you didn't wear black, then you would stand out and people would know that you were like, you know, the divergent. You know, it was really kind of creepy watching that, you know. And then Oprah, they're trying to put Oprah up as president, and I'm just like, oh, heck no. You know, it's sad. I feel like when you begin to realize where you stand in the world, and how when you start to become strong in your views and what you consider important, and then you start looking at people and their actions and what they're aligned with and who they're hanging out with and who they're invested in and what they're invested in. Like, when I start to turn or have a different point of view about Oprah, it was really heartbreaking, because I remember watching Oprah when she would come on after Donahue, and like everybody in my building, like, there was this women full of Section 8 black women. It was straight up like 227. It was great. But everybody like, oh, there's a sister on like Channel 4, like after Donahue. So we watched the sister, you know, after Donahue. And at that time, I thought she was doing really great work. She would actually have Klan members on her show, and even though, like, you know, they'd call her all kinds of, you know, like names and stuff, she would, you know, it was just really interesting to hear their point of view on why they thought the way they thought. And Donahue would do the same thing. And they would actually talk about real issues. And then she gets into this thing where she becomes mega world famous. And she starts teaching about the law of attraction, which I believe in. But she's teaching in a very, like, kind of dark form of it, where it's focused mainly on materialism and not on confidence, not on, you know, empowering yourself, not on becoming a greater person to attract those things, instead of just attracting the material wealth. So she's become this force for materialism, where she teaches some stuff that's true and she promotes some stuff that's true, but it's manipulated just to keep people enslaved in this society of materialism, which isn't really good. It's not good for our souls, for our psyches, for the planet, okay, for our ecosystem, because of all of the resources that we pull from the earth, and plants and animals that have to die in order to, you know, get the stuff that we really don't need. So, you know, it's that, and then also her connection with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And I know I'm going to take flack because, you know, people, like, from all people, because people are like surprised because I'm not going to support her for running for president because I'm black. So they're like confused. They'll be like, oh, you have brown skin and she has brown skin. Why did you like each other? Like, you're supposed to like each other because your skin's brown. Like, no, hell no. So I'm going to make it my effort. I'm going to do my best to be as outspoken against Oprah as I can. Because people need to realize, just because somebody looks like you doesn't mean they necessarily have your best interest at heart. And just because somebody doesn't look like you doesn't mean that they don't have your best interest at heart. Right now, the name of the game is looking for people who have the same beliefs, who have, you know, the interest of humanity at hand. And even though on the outside, superficially, she gives that impression, it's only just a ruse and a maze to pull people in. So I really hope that, I think I'm hearing people say, oh no, like, you know, people are, you know, aren't going to fall for it and stuff, but I'm going to take this seriously, because there's still enough people in this country that are easily race baited, and they're going to play the race. This is like the double card, okay? Because it's like the black woman, the black person who's a woman. Okay, so now like they tried the woman card, they tried the female card, they tried the black card with Obama, now they got the black woman. So this is going to be very interesting. And I'm sad that I'm going to have to come out against her, but I am, and I'm going to have to do what I have to do. Now, for some reason, if she sees the light, if she stops, aligning with the Gates Foundation, which has, which is known to have contaminants in their vaccines that's killing like lots of brown people all over the world, not just once, maybe one time you can get away with it, but like 7 countries have found HCG, an ingredient that's causing people to spontaneously miscarriage. Like, come on, for real? For real? And then he says that people, he has that TED Talk, but then in his TED Talk, people are like, oh no, well, he really didn't mean that. I'm like, okay, well, maybe you can say that it's taken out of context if his actions weren't backing up what he's saying in his video, but his actions are, okay? And they're using Oprah as a brown face to lure everybody in as a brown, kind woman. She was doing good work at one point. I don't know if she always, they always had this intent. She always has this intent. I don't think so. I think there was a time where she turned to the dark side of the force, so to speak. But yeah, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna speak out against her. So get ready, because it's coming. It's gonna be on. And I'm encouraging people for the goodness of humanity. If you want to live in a world that's not, run by demons, and I'm kind of kidding, but I'm not kidding. I'm not, but I am, but I'm not. I'm not. If you don't want to live in a world that is, where you are disempowered or enslaved, because that's what she's a part of, I would suggest that you do some deeper digging. If you're kind of on the fence about Oprah, I would suggest that you do some deeper digging that supports the stuff that I say. And I'm probably going to be making more videos in the future with more information that like backing up what I'm saying about her. Because in the end, we're all human. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're skinny or fat, rich or poor, ugly or... Okay, well, I'm just kidding. Ugly, whatever. Like, as long as you're a good person, as long as you are all I care about is if you have good intentions, you love humanity, you love human beings, and your actions support that. So that's it. All right, guys. Peace and love. Mwah. Bye-bye.